Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So we've got an XRP wave count update according to Crypto Insight UK here. Interestingly, XRP looks to be coiling up and creating higher lows. Looks like it's coiling to break out, to be honest. 4-hour RSI is looking prepped. So I know you guys have noticed this pattern on the chart here, looking very, very different than other patterns for different cryptocurrencies. What he's looking at here, the RSI, looking to cross over, and XRP, guys, doing very nicely, coiling up. As you guys can see, it is creating that ascending triangular pattern. It's pretty much a derivative of that bullish pennant pattern where you can see the triangle, but it is tilting up. Right now, XRP is trading at a price of roughly 60 cents. It's been in and around this zone for a while, dipping back down under 60, but maintaining support up here. So that is very positive news. You know, this in collaboration with Bitcoin also moving to the upside within the last 24 hours. Bitcoin is also up 1.73%. We see a Bitcoin here of $68,300 per coin. You guys can see greed is at 63. So now we're firmly out of the 50s into the 60s, making our way to the mid 60s. And market cap, guys, 2.44 trillion. That is up by 1.59%. We've seen a bit of a pullback on 24-hour volume, though, 29.92% down. Bitcoin dominance, though, rising, still rising, 55.4%. Bitcoin did see another bullish day yesterday, and it's looking as though Bitcoin is also looking bullish today. Guys, this is Bitcoin on the daily. And yesterday, after we did see, on Thursday, we did see that turnaround, that reversal candlestick for Bitcoin, where we did see that long tail, short body. Usually that denotes a reversal pattern, and Bitcoin was sitting at roughly 65,000 back then. We did see a bullish day yesterday, and guys, it's looking like today is also measuring up to be a very bullish day for Bitcoin. So again, from back in Thursday, that is when we saw that turnaround, and Bitcoin has just been steadily rising right now, trading at 68,300 roughly per coin. So the banana zone coming next. Hopefully we do see, these altcoins start to fly. Here's the total 3 market cap. All cryptocurrencies excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. And we're seeing a bit of a revival here, guys, getting up very close to the top of this first shoulder here in this head and shoulders pattern, which would bring the altcoin market up to $645.6 billion. Right now, it's sitting at about $640 billion. So very, very close to getting up above that. Of course, that next level would be $662.8 billion. But what we're really waiting for, guys, is for Bitcoin dominance to decrease and then eventually see those altcoins rally to new all-time highs. Now, we've seen a steady increase for Bitcoin. We're seeing Bitcoin dominance going up because the Bitcoin price trajectory still hasn't reached its peak yet. But it is going to be when we do see these big moves to the downside, that is when we're going to see that altcoin rally. So we're still not there yet. We still do have time in this market. It's really not that complicated, says Raul Pal. Don't F this up. Bitcoin edition, and he's just bringing us some charts here, just showing us where we are in terms of trend. And this is a downward channel. After a couple of years of a bull run, downward channel, a bit of a consolidation period for Bitcoin. He posts a couple here. It's not really that complicated. Don't F this up. Sol edition. So for Solana, we're also seeing a similar distribution pattern on the Solana chart, and also on the Ethereum chart too. So very, very similar patterns, guys. Getting into the banana zone soon. But before then, the boring zone is slowly drawing to a close. And then the banana zone soon cometh, says Raul Pal. The boring zone is a gift and is your last time to load up before things go bananas and you lose your mind and you try your best to not F it up in an orgy of FOMO and greed. And guys, for more information on what I'm doing, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel, especially if this is your first bull run. I'm only charging $5 a month, and I actually do think that is pretty good value for what you guys are getting. I've opened up my picks. I'm showing you guys my $15,000 plus portfolio. Plus, I'm going to be talking about my XRP targets, Bitcoin targets, all my legacy coins, really. Solana. I do also hold HBAR. I hold VeChain. I hold Algorand. So if you guys are interested in any of those cryptocurrencies, plus seeing the other cryptocurrencies that I've purchased, because I do think they are going to be high flyers in this bull run, you can follow me, patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. It wouldn't be a crypto bull run without politicians trying to dissuade us from entering, would it? Brad Garling, I was pointing this out. It would behoove VP Harris to not listen to and distance herself ASAP from folks like this who spew utter nonsense. The Dems aren't winning any votes for being anti-crypto and thus anti-innovation, while the Republicans are gaining votes for embracing and encouraging innovation here in the US. It's time to catch up with so many other leading economies and governments with clear rules of the road. This is a clip of Representative Brad Sherman. He's a Democrat, and this is the kind of nonsense these guys are talking about. Listen to this.
Which leads to the question, what about Skibbity coin? I thought that was a joke until I'm told there already is a Skibbity toilet coin. And once they make the Skibbity coin, the Skibbity toilet movie, will Skibbity coin go to the moon? We don't know. But why is Bitcoin more valuable than Skibbity coin? It is today, maybe not after the movie.
Now, pretty good distraction technique. Of course, you know the crypto market is full of cryptocurrencies that are probably going to disappear at some point in time. Remember, guys, there are hundreds of thousands of cryptocurrencies. Apparently, according to CoinMarketCap, it's at 2.4 plus million. I've never clicked on that. Let me click on that. And I guess it just brings us to, well, back to the homepage here. And so, you know, look at this, hundreds of pages. You can go on and on, hundreds of pages of cryptocurrencies that you see here, guys. And this is only at 200. You can keep clicking here and it'll bring you the next, I guess the next 200 or 100 cryptocurrencies. So hundreds of coins, hundreds of thousands of coins apparently. And so, you know, it's very easy for, you know, politicians like this to rag on the crap coins because there are a lot of crap coins. But, you know, we wouldn't have so many crap coins if government just took the industry seriously. Here's Stuart Alderati explaining what's wrong.
Policymakers all over the world finally realizing that the crypto economy is here to stay. It's an innovation that is not going to go away. Without clear rules, if you're going to try to enforce in the absence of rules, you're going to create chaos. I think when it comes to regulating new technology, it's important that you don't regulate the technology because policymakers will never move as quickly as the technology is developing, and policymakers will never fully understand the technology. So then what are the risks of the activity and the outcomes of the application of the technology? And that's what we should be regulating. Same risk, same regulatory outcomes. So, well, we're still in early days. So I think we need to get the basic building blocks still built. Again, even in the EU with MiCA, once it's adopted, we still have the member states need to get to the level 2 rulemaking. So I still think we need the fundamental building blocks. Beyond the fundamental building blocks, there are some very complicated issues that need to be solved for. I think the facts have proven out that the regulation by enforcement agenda or strategy has failed.
No doubt about it. It certainly has failed. We aren't seeing that regulatory clarity that we should be seeing, especially considering all these other governments around the world are doing their part. Remember, crypto has deep ties with the sharp swing in Silicon Valley. This is another clip from CNBC News, another one courtesy of XRP Drops. Listen to this.
Also remember, crypto has deep ties with the sharp swing in Silicon Valley, with all of those elites putting their money behind Trump. The founders of crypto-focused VC firm A16Z pledging a significant amount of money to him. The Winklevoss twins actually maxed out how much they can give to Trump under election laws. And that's not even mentioning the crypto super PACs. You've got Fairshake, which is looking to elect crypto-friendly candidates up and down the ballot. It's raised more than $200 million, most of which can be traced back to a handful of companies, including Coinbase, Ripple, and Andreessen Horowitz. And the person planning this conference here in Nashville just last month in Mar-a-Lago promised to raise another $100 million for Trump. And I did reach out to him to ask how much they've raised of that $100 million, and I haven't heard back yet.
Crypto-friendly candidates is a start. I mean, whether they're Republican or Democrat, ultimately at the end of the day, what we need are people who are going to bring in legislation, positive legislation for the crypto industry so that the U.S. isn't left behind. And you heard the names there, Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss. Also, that super PAC raised $200 million just from the super PAC alone. A large contributors, Ripple, Coinbase, A16Z, etc. So Trump putting his money where his mouth is. He is attending the Bitcoin conference, or has already. I'm not entirely sure. Stuart Alderati also did just recently donate $300,000 of his own money And pension funds aren't shying away. Apparently, Michigan becomes the second state whose pension fund now owns Bitcoin. This one courtesy of XRP Crypto Wolf. So the smart investors in the room, they are perking up. The state pension fund of Michigan, the 10th largest U.S. state, has invested $6.6 million in Bitcoin, the leading cryptocurrency, through the ARC21 Share Bitcoin ETF. Following the approval of Bitcoin's ETFs, institutional investors have become more comfortable with dipping their toes into the newfangled asset class, as reported by MicroStrategy CEO Michael Saylor, predicted that pension funds would need some Bitcoin. The most recent investment had little impact on the Bitcoin price due to its relative small size. The leading cryptocurrency is currently trading at about $67,000 after coming close to surpassing the $68,000 level. Of course, we are now above that. In May, Wisconsin's pension fund made a trailblazing move by acquiring $160 million worth of Bitcoin through BlackRock's ETF. The Jersey City Pension Fund is also in the process of updating paperwork in order to allocate a portion of its holdings to Bitcoin ETFs. So we are slowly seeing the trend shift, guys. These pension funds are realizing, we need to adapt. We need to get on board. The world is different today than it used to be. And so we cannot be left behind. And so this is why, we're seeing, despite the fact that government is dragging their heels, these ETFs have been approved. We already know that Bitcoin is going to be considered a store of value, and people do believe in it already. It has a proven track record. The chart speaks for itself. And even RFK Jr. is promising to sign an executive order mandating that the U.S. buy 550 Bitcoin daily. That is, if he becomes president. Listen to this.
Monetary discipline to the Fed and to restore the dollar as the unchallenged global reserve currency. And just as Bitcoin can fortify the dollar, it can also secure America's position in cyberspace. I understand that tomorrow President Trump may announce his plan to build a Bitcoin Fort Knox and authorize the U.S. government to buy 1 million Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset. And I applaud that announcement, and we should all applaud it. I hope that President Trump's commitment to Bitcoin is more than political expediency. The most cynical political reason for endorsing Bitcoin is to excite the 60 million Bitcoin American holders by policies that make the number go up. But it's my hope that President Trump and the DNC nominee, who he or she may be, will develop a deeper understanding of the earth-shaking reasons to ensure that Bitcoin has a strategic reserve in the U.S. Treasury. The most compelling of those reasons is laid out in U.S. Space Force Major.
There is a place for it. Some candidates are looking to acquire Bitcoin. Probably for good reason, guys, because the world is changing. I don't know if, I'm going to switch gears a little bit here. I don't know if any of you guys caught the opening ceremonies from Paris. A lot of negative symbolism that is to suggest that, the elites showing us in plain sight, this is just one of the flag being put up the wrong way. You can see it there. You can't see the full flag in this clip, but this one courtesy of XRP Yoda. I've also got some other clips here. This one from Concerned Citizen. Of course, it had to be the 33rd Olympic Games. Yes, 33. To celebrate, they got some dancers to pretend to die suddenly. Now, where have you heard that phrase before? They certainly love their symbolism. Check this out, guys. Another very, very strange clip. If you have any doubt what is going on at the Olympics opening ceremony, a single rider on a pale horse is straight out of the book of Revelation. And look, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death. And hell followed with him, and power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with sword and with hunger and with death and with the beasts of the earth. And that is from Revelation 6:8. Not to mention this insanity happening now. The 2024 World Olympics in Paris is receiving an extensive amount of backlash. For their opening ceremony, they first had a woman depicted with decapitated head singing, and then they had an obese woman and drag queens recreate the painting, the Jesus Last Supper painting, and now they have a man dressed all in blue hysterically performing for the masses. They do this every 4 years just to call you a conspiracy theorist for having questions. So you guys can see all the clips that I just described there. I'm just going to let this play out for you guys. You know what? I'm just going to scroll through just so you guys can see. Here's the Last Supper clip that I discussed earlier on. So wanted to thank Dom Lucra here and Vision for the Blind, Concerned Citizen as well, and Yoda. Guys, the world is changing and we've got to be ready. We cannot let the powers that be win. We have to secure our wealth, make sure we do hold cryptocurrencies that are going to hold value, because these cryptocurrencies are going to be the center of the financial system. Even Edward Snowden just gave an existential warning to all Americans. Listen to this.
You're liberal, doesn't matter whether you're conservative. If you stick out, if you stand out, you are going to become non-normative, or rather anomalous. What I am afraid is likely to happen quite quickly, all of the transaction information that they can get, well, the Bitcoin blockchain is available for anyone for free at any time, right? And how do you train these models? You need learning sets, you need training data, you need data sets. So they're going to pull everything they can, they're going to feed it through these things, and they're going to try to teach them originally, I think this is going to be the easiest thing, what does a normal transaction look like? You know, what do 95% look like? And then they're just going to go, what is anomalous? What is strange? What is unusual? What doesn't quite fit? And then they're going to go from that's a 5% probability down to a 3% probability, then try to get it smaller and smaller and smaller until they can just basically have people that are getting reports spit out on their desk, little, chat messages to their terminal, basically. They're saying, this just happened, this just happened, this just happened. Do you want to continue? And that banking officer is going to get a click OK to continue on your life, on your ability to transact, on your ability to trade. It's not just going to be Bitcoin. It's going to be Visa. It's going to be MasterCard. It's going to be everywhere. It's going to be PayPal, right? So whether you're subscribing to an OnlyFans account or something like that, which, is a very common thing, but something that a lot of people aren't going to admit to, they're not going to be proud of, right? That's going to start making these institutions go, oh, do we want to continue our business association with these people? Is there a brand risk? I think we really need to think about how do we secure the transactions on the Bitcoin network moving forward. I have said this for 10 years. I have been ignored for 10 years. Well, we're running out of runway. And again, right now, every time you're on this network, and I love this network, I've used it many times, you are going to be adding to the data set. The space for everyone else to have any kind of private interaction diminishes.
Was it just me, or does Edward Snowden sound like Charles Hoskinson? Put it down in the comments if you agree. He warns that within 5 to 10 years, big data will track every aspect of our lives. And guys, we're moving towards that. The WEF, the powers that be, everybody in control, is looking to consolidate to make sure that our transactions are being monitored. They want to move to a cashless society. And guys, they're the ones in charge. This is why we're seeing this kind of imagery at the Olympics. They run the world. So don't be fooled. This is all a plan. This is all premeditated and pre-approved by the people in charge. But the biggest economy, guys, one of the largest in the world, the United States. And so when we do see an SEC settlement, this could open the floodgates. This one from Mac Attack XRP, I've been noticing the speculation too. Is this true? SEC silence fuels Ripple settlement speculation. Are we going to see it very soon? Many analysts were suggesting that we could see a settlement this summer, and now we are, pretty much smack dab in the summer, maybe a little on the early end. Nevertheless, speculation about Ripple attending a closed meeting to discuss settlement terms in the Ripple case fueled by an XRP rally on July 17th. We recently just saw that settlement terms needed further discussion. Ripple did not agree to settle the case. Ripple did not attend the closed meeting. What is the truth here, or are people just spreading fake news? I also happen to see this, so this cannot be corroborated. Trump 45 coin here on Twitter posted this. SEC versus Ripple settlement meeting. Leaked photo shows that Ripple is meeting at the SEC on August the 1st to discuss the remedies and final number figure, the final figure for the settlement. Sources say the penalty is very modest and will mark the end of the 4-year court case, with XRP walking away with legal clarity. But this is just a screen grab of somebody's Google Calendar. It looks like there's no confirmation that this means anything. So I don't want to show you guys this and tell you there is a settlement. If I had more information, I would definitely bring that to you. Trump Coin says here's a close-up of the photo. And even Mark Fagel here saying, many people don't realize that under this section here, all SEC meetings must be secretly reported to a Twitter account handled Trump 45 coin via shady-looking multiple-colored calendar spreadsheet. So this is totally legit. Source. Trust me, bro. I know, I wish we had more information about this settlement. Again, we can only hope that we hear something very soon. The price of XRP is twitching, as German analyst Oliver Michel did mention the other day. I did a video on that a few days ago. I will link that up here in the top right-hand corner. I think what we can expect, though, is that XRP will be one of the few, guys. Again, 2.4 million cryptocurrencies. XRP will be one of the few that does change the world, and by extension will change XRP holders' lives. This one from XRP Drops. David Schwartz nails it. This is from a Blockstars podcast. Listen to what David says here.
I think the consolidation of blockchains is probably a pretty safe bet. I think when any technology is new, people try everything. And just because someone comes up with an improvement on something doesn't mean the original thing immediately dies off, but probably eventually the better thing will outcompete the and so I think you will have this consolidation where only chains that find some real use case will continue to exist.
Only the chains with a real use case. He's even saying that a consolidation of chains is likely to happen. Now, this is the main architect of the XRP ledger, guys. David Schwartz, the CTO at Ripple. And yes, as per XRP Drops, I do believe he nails it. You will eventually have a consolidation of chains. Of course, many chains are coming online. There will only be a select few, though, that rule the world, so make sure you are purchasing cryptocurrencies accordingly. And for more information, again, on what I'm trading, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel, but that's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.